They say people decide who you are within seconds of meeting you. Imagine walking into a room before you even speak. The way you stand, the way you look, the calm in your presence. All of it tells a story. The question is, what story are you telling? The first impression is not about perfection, but presence. People form their judgment in the first 7 seconds. In those moments, your body speaks louder than your words. Your posture, your eyes, even the way you breathe these, reveal your confidence or your insecurity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Don't tell people who you are. Show them through calm strength and genuine presence." Think of it like music. The opening notes decide whether the listener stays. If you enter with self-assurance and warmth, you set the rhythm of the entire interaction. Authenticity becomes your melody. Authenticity doesn't mean oversharing or trying to impress. It's in the small things. A genuine smile, steady eye contact, a relaxed tone. Seneca said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." The same is true for impressionists, the simple, honest gestures that last. When someone speaks to you and you lean in slightly or listen without interrupting, they feel valued. In that moment, you become unforgettable. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen. Even humor, light and playful, can disarm tension. A subtle laugh shared with a stranger can open the door to trust more than grand speeches ever could. Epictetus reminded us, "Nature gave us one tongue and 2 ears so we could listen twice as much as we speak." Listening, more than talking, builds the strongest first impression. So when you walk into any room, remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Let your presence speak. Let your eyes show calmness. Let your actions reveal character. That is how you master the first impression with quiet strength, not noise. Mirroring is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to build connection. It is the art of reflecting someone's posture, tone, or energy in a subtle way. Done right, it creates harmony without a single word. People naturally trust those who feel familiar. When you lean in as they lean in, or slow your tone to match theirs, you send the signal, "I understand you." This is not manipulation, it is empathy in action. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Mirroring is a form of listening with the whole body. It shows presence more than words ever could. Think of a conversation with a close friend. Without trying, you smile when they smile. You shift your shoulders when they do. That unconscious rhythm is why you feel at ease. When you apply this consciously, you create trust, even with strangers. But balance matters. Too much imitation feels false. Seneca warned, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Gratitude for the other person's presence not. Imitation's the root. So mirror lightly with respect." In tense moments, mirroring can even calm emotions. If someone is anxious, your gentle reflection of their tone, followed by gradual calmness, can guide them into peace. This is Stoic composure in practice. You steady the storm, not by force, but by presence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Mirroring is powerful only when authentic. It should never be a trick. It is about meeting others where they are, and from there, guiding the connection toward harmony. True charisma is not loud. It is the quiet alignment that makes people feel understood. Master mirroring, and you master one of the most human ways to connect with calmness, empathy, and stoic strength. One of the most intriguing strategies in attraction is reversing the rules. Instead of following the expected path, always chasing, always availably, step back and allow space for curiosity to grow. This shift creates mystery, and mystery fuels desire. Most people rush to reply, eager to prove interest. But when you respond with patience, you show strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." Restraint communicates value. Your time is not cheap, and that makes it respected. Think of modern life. In a world of instant messaging, a thoughtful pause stands out. It is not about ignoring someone. It is about showing you are not consumed by them. Scarcity increases worth when attention is rare. It becomes treasured. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free. Reversing the rules is freedom from neediness." By not chasing approval, you free yourself, and in doing so, you create magnetism. People sense that independence and are drawn to it. Even in compliments, less can be more. Instead of showering someone with constant praise, highlight one unique quality. It feels real, not rehearsed. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish. In attraction, this means you don't try to impress with excess words, you let sincerity speak. This approach shifts the dynamic. Suddenly, the other person feels the pull to engage, to lean in, to wonder. Reversing the rules is not about games. It is about balance. You break expectations not to confuse, but to keep the spark alive. The Stoics remind us, control what you can, release what you cannot. When you let go of chasing, you gain presence. And presence, calm and steady, is the most attractive power you hold. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and in attraction, this is especially true. A single glance can say what words cannot. When you hold someone's gaze with calm confidence, you communicate interest without speaking. But there is an art to this. Too little eye contact makes you seem distant. Too much can feel aggressive. The key is balance, a steady presence that lingers just long enough to spark curiosity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When your thoughts are calm and genuine, your eyes reveal it instantly. Think of real life. You meet someone across a crowded room. Your eyes connect for a second longer than usual, and you add the faintest smile. That small moment stays in their mind far longer than a dozen words. It is subtle, but unforgettable. The look away and back technique is especially powerful. A brief connection, a pause, then a return. It creates a sense of chase, a silent rhythm of approach and retreat. Seneca reminded us, light griefs are loquacious, the great are dumb. The same is true in attraction. Quiet signals are often the loudest. Even your body supports the message. A tilt of the head, a slight lean forward, or a soft laugh carried in your gaze, all of it deepens the connection. Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction, revealed in your eyes. It tells others whether you are grounded or unsettled. Eye contact is not about staring. It is about presence. When used with authenticity, your gaze becomes an anchor. It makes people feel seen, valued, and drawn in, not by force, but by quiet strength. In a world full of noise, let your eyes speak with calm intention. That is how you leave an impression that lingers long after the moment ends. Attraction often thrives in contrast to the dance of push and pull. Show warmth, then step back. Offer interest, then give space. This rhythm creates mystery, and mystery keeps people engaged. The push is a moment of distance, when you pull away slightly, leaving them to wonder. The pull is when you lean in again, offering genuine attention. This cycle builds excitement because it mirrors life itself, moments of closeness followed by space to breathe. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The push and pull is not manipulation, it is mastery of your own presence. Instead of clinging, you let curiosity grow naturally. Think of a conversation. You tease lightly, then change the subject. Moments later, you circle back with a sincere compliment. The shift keeps the exchange alive. Seneca said, it is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. By not giving yourself away too quickly, you maintain strength and intrigue. Even in body language, this dance is powerful. You might lean closer during an engaging story, then relax back with a calm smile. That contrast sparks attention. Epictetus taught, if you want to be invincible, control what you can control. Here that means controlling the energy you give and when you give it. The secret lies in balance. Too much distance feels cold. Too much pursuit feels desperate. But when you alternate between presence and pause, you create rhythm, the same way music moves listeners. It's this unpredictability that draws people closer. In relationships, Attraction is not built on constant intensity, but on dynamic flow. Push and pull, when guided by calm intention, makes you unforgettable not because you chase, but because you know when to step forward and when to let silence speak. One of the most magnetic strategies in human connection is to create a stir, then step away. End the interaction at its peak, leaving curiosity alive. This is the art of leaving them wanting more. Imagine a conversation filled with energy and laughter. Instead of letting it fade into silence, you choose to exit while the moment is still bright. You say, "This was great, I'll catch you soon." That simple pause leaves them intrigued. The Stoics knew this power well. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere. If you are constantly present, your presence loses weight. But when you step away, your value rises." Modern psychology calls it anticipation. What is rare feels precious. When you don't give everything at once, people replay the memory and look forward to your return. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In relationships, the best way to remain desired is not to be overavailable. Restraint makes you different from the crowd. Think of music. The pause between notes creates the rhythm. In the same way, stepping back creates space for desire to grow. Epictetus taught, "If you wish to be loved, love." Love here means giving presence but wisely, not endlessly. Presence loses power if it is never withdrawn. This technique also prevents burnout. Overexposure dulls connection. By leaving on a high note, every new encounter feels fresh. It is not manipulation, it is balance. You are respecting both yourself and the other person by keeping the energy alive. So, create a spark, then walk away. Let curiosity do the work. In the silence you leave, your presence grows stronger. That is how you turn simple moments into lasting impressions with mystery, with timing, with stoic restraint. Touch is one of the most powerful yet overlooked tools of connection. A simple, respectful touch can speak more than words. When used with care, it builds trust, warmth, and even attraction. From infancy, touch has been our first language. As adults, its meaning remains. A handshake, a pat on the back, or a gentle brush of the arm communicates presence without speech. Seneca said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Touch, when genuine, is kindness expressed through the body. Think of small gestures, a playful nudge while laughing, or lightly touching someone's hand to emphasize a point. These subtle acts leave lasting impressions. They make others feel valued, often without realizing why. The Stoics remind us to respect boundaries. Epictetus taught, "Freedom is the right to live as we wish." A respectful touch honors the other person's comfort. The goal is never to invade, but to connect with sincerity. Certain touches carry deeper meaning. The hand shows support, the back conveys protection, and the head signals intimacy and trust. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." In connection, your worth shows not in grand gestures, but in the smallest ones that prove attention and care. Balance is key. Too little, and you seem distant. Too much, and you risk discomfort. But when timed well, a simple touch says, "I see you. I respect you. I value this moment." Touch, in its quiet power, turns fleeting encounters into memories. Used with wisdom, it becomes not just physical contact, but a bridge of trust, an emotion one that words alone could never build. The smallest gestures often leave the deepest marks. A simple touch, a calm gaze, a well-timed word, these are the tools of true connection. We tend to chase big moments, yet it is the subtle acts that stay with people the longest. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." The same applies to relationships. It is not grand displays, but quiet authenticity that creates lasting bonds. A slight smile during silence can bring more comfort than endless conversation. Think of real encounters, guiding someone through a crowd with a gentle hand on their shoulder, or brushing a strand of hair from a loved one's face. These moments, though small, say, "I care." You matter, Seneca said. True happiness is to enjoy the present. Without anxious dependence upon the future, touch, eye contact, and presence remind us to value the moment as it is. But wisdom requires restraint, Epictetus warned. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Every gesture should be intentional, never careless. Connection is not about constant closeness, but about meaningful presence. When you understand this, you no longer try to impress with excess. You lead with calmness, respect, and subtle strength. The Stoic way is not to overwhelm, but to embody quiet confidence that speaks louder than any performance. So remember, it is not the noise, but the nuance. It is not the many words, but the few meaningful actions. Master this, and you will leave behind something far greater than attraction. You will leave a legacy of presence.